Hey y'all, Devo here. I want to take a second and talk to y'all about some strategy stuff, specifically the idea of position. In blackjack, the dealer has the advantage because they go after you. If you go broke before they go broke and then they go broke, they still win because you went broke first. In poker, having position, you get to see what your opponents are up to before you have to make any sort of decision on your hand, which is a huge advantage. The ways we can take advantage of position and also protect ourselves from position is when you're in early position, one of the first few people to act after the blinds, you want to limit your hand selection. You want to play less hands when you're out of position because post-flop, on the flop, turn, and river, you're going to have to act before your opponents act. And that's a huge disadvantage for you. There's nothing you can do about it except for accept it and play according to it. So when you're out of position, you want to play less hands. When you're in position, you want to play more hands because of the same thing. Another thing you want to do when you're out of position is you want to control the size of the pot. When you're going to be playing out of position, you want to keep the pot smaller. So you can make your opening raise sizes smaller. When you're in the small blind, if it folds to you, I would like to limp a lot of times because you want to keep the pot smaller when you're out of position. You want to play smaller pots when you have to act first and they get to go after you. Conversely, when you're playing in position, you're going to be playing more hands, and you want to be playing bigger pots when you're in position because you're going to win the pot more often when you're in position, so you want the pot to be bigger. So if you're opening from the button or the cutoff or the hijack, you want to make your raise sizes a little bit bigger just because you want to build the pot when you're in position. Heads up play, for example. You want to be raising the button all the time because you're in position. You want to be taking advantage of those times when you have the fundamental advantage of the game. And the way that you use position, if they check to you, it generally means that they got a weak hand. Sometimes people are going to be check raising you, sure, but most of the time when they check and they don't want to put more money in the pot, it means that they don't want to put more money in the pot for a reason, and they got a weak hand, and you can often take that pot away from them. If you're in position and they check to you, bet. Just like that. It's nice and easy. It's a pretty good standard rule. I mean, I don't always bet, but most of the time, if I'm in position and they check to me, I'll bet. Someone raises pre-flop and I call and I'm in position and then the flop comes whatever it does and they check, I'm going to bet. Because that's an indication that their hand is weak, and that is taking advantage of the position that you have, the position that you've earned by putting yourself in that spot. So play more hands when you're in position, play less hands when you're out of position, play bigger pots when you're in position, play smaller pots when you're out of position, and you will profit in the long run using those strategies. Cheers, y'all.